One offense can be human. Repetition wrapped in a plea for patience belongs to court politics. Machiavelli described princes who survived by postponing the bill for what everyone already understood. The language sounded humble. The structure remained severe.
Someone else carried the waiting. Florence offered rooms built for delay. Stone corridors held whispers longer than vows, and every petition reached power through antechambers.
Not principles. A man could injure an ally at noon, regret it by dusk, and still keep his place if the court preferred quiet. Imagine the table. Wax cooling on letters, a secretary near the wall, a patron pretending fatigue while measuring loyalty in silence. The plea for patience entered such rooms as courtesy, though courtesy there often served as a glove over appetite. Machiavelli watches. He wants clarity more than innocence. The prince wants continuity more than virtue. The court depends on both, because men paid by instability learn to praise any language that keeps rupture from becoming public. Then there's the injured party, sometimes a minister, sometimes a spouse, sometimes a subordinate whose memory is inconvenient. They want repair. They fear exile from the arrangement. Dependence makes disbelief expensive, so their discernment is taxed before their dignity is. The attendants matter too. Secretaries, cousins, retainers, friends. Arendt understood this atmosphere well. Systems endure through ordinary people who call suspension of judgment prudence. Their reward is proximity. Their price is moral corrosion, usually paid in small coins until the purse is empty. What is the structural incentive here? The repeated offender needs access preserved. Immediate consequence threatens status, income, intimacy, or reputation. A request for patience slows the clock without surrendering the advantage already gained from the offense. The phrase sounds like vulnerability. Often, it functions as scheduling. Change is costly, consequence is costly, and delay is cheaper than either. So the room is offered a softer transaction. Extend grace now. Revisit the damage later. When memory has dimmed and witnesses are tired, Clausewitz wrote that war is a continuation of politics by other means. In intimate and institutional rooms, delay is often conflict by gentler means. The battle concerns tempo. Whoever controls tempo can survive failures that would destroy them under immediate accounting. Consent enters strangely here. The injured person is asked to prove love, maturity, professionalism, or depth by tolerating recurrence. Refusal is framed as cruelty. Acceptance is framed as character. Pure leverage. The offender keeps agency. The patient one inherits the burden of restraint. In courtly terms, this is managed contrition. The offender concedes enough to sound self-aware, then asks for time, instead of submitting to altered terms. Kurosawa's Ran understood the pageantry. Ritual sorrow can steady a throne for one more season, while the province is burned. The wording matters less than the sequence. Harm, appeal, interval, harm again. Each apology refers backward to feeling, while protecting forward access to the same privilege. Iris Murdoch warned that unselfing is rare. Most speech bends first toward preserving the speaker's world. So the repeated offense remains alive under velvet. Meetings resume, affection resumes, shared routines resume. What does not resume is trust, though everyone is pressured to act as if it has. The injured person pays twice. First in injury, then in performance. That performance becomes the hidden move. If they stay wary, they are called cold. If they name the pattern, they are called impatient. The offender appears burdened by growth. The other appears burdened by memory. The audience usually sympathizes with visible struggle, not accumulated evidence. Who pays? The patient one pays in nervous system hours, in self-editing, in the slow erosion of standards once spoken plainly. Bystanders pay in distortion. They must reinterpret repetition as difficulty rather than preference. Language itself becomes less trustworthy in the room. The offender also pays, though later and in a different coin. Character thins. Rehearsed remorse leaves a residue. One begins by managing consequence, then loses access to sincere shame, which is one of the few forces that can interrupt repetition before catastrophe. And there are always absent figures. Children in the house. Junior staff near the glass wall. Friends who stop raising concern because concern is punished. Official memory records reconciliation. Unofficial memory records who learned that injury can be negotiated if phrased with enough softness. The wider pattern appears anywhere incentives reward continuity over repair. In a boardroom, a repeat violator asks for runway. A minister requests trust during another inquiry. In private life, a partner asks for patience while asking the other person to fund uncertainty. Years of watching this have left one lesson. Listen less to the confession than to the accounting system around it. Some people are ashamed. Some are merely endangered by consequence. Clear sight is costly. It often removes the comfort of taking words at ceremonial value. Study the sequence with a calm mind. Ask what changes after the plea, and who bears the waiting if nothing does. The answer is usually already in the room, standing very still. Until next time, stay sharp.